Good morning, hello my dears. It is Thursday and it's the 27th of June and this is my latest vlog. What to talk about this time? I wanted to avoid the B word, so moving on. The next thing I've noticed in the last couple of weeks is I've had a lot of drama students coming out of college, or those who have been out for about a year and they've been complaining, or no, just commenting, I won't say complaining, about the attitude of certain agents or casting directors, and bleating on about how difficult it is to juggle work with going to castings, and in some cases why are castings at so ridiculous times. Well, sorry to laugh, but it's always been difficult to fit in. That is the actor's life. Even in the 1950s, it was quite difficult. The only difference today is we do have electronic technology that does make things a lot easier than they were. So for those who sort of complain that they can't get to a casting because they're working, totally understand. I absolutely totally understand. I was very lucky, I have to say. When I first started out, I was lucky enough that there was plenty of temp work around, so I didn't really have a permanent job as such. And then I was lucky again that when I did have a permanent job, I was able to manage my time easily, so I could fit castings in. Difficulty, of course, is then you go to a casting and then you get a job that you're off for 3 months. Well, so that's it. And I've heard lots of stories also from agents and from casting directors that actors just don't turn up. Now, I find that attitude quite appalling, really. If you are unable to attend, at least have the courtesy to say to your agent or to the casting director, look, I can't come, and try and negotiate. Generally speaking, if you've got a casting and it says it's at 10 o'clock in the morning, you've only really got about an hour or two leeway, if possible. Otherwise, just turn up. The number of actors who don't turn up is quite amazing, so you might get the job by default. And for those who say that that I'm not getting castings that are suitable for me, the answer is you get what you get. There's not as much work as people think when you're out there. And so if your agent has been able to get you a casting, just go. Right? Now, I'm in a very fortunate position, thanks to my agent, Kim Berry at Jaffrey Management, who works extremely hard and is one of the very few agents I know who, if you ring her at 10 o'clock at night, she will answer the phone. And then if a casting director calls her at 7 o'clock in the morning, she will answer the phone. Yes, I've been lucky. I've had some work, well, Doctor Who, for example, after which I didn't get castings at all. I've just had straight offers, and I've enjoyed that luxury of straight offers. The downside of that is that some casting directors have forgotten where and who I am, because I get straight offers generally from the producers. So now when I have to do a few castings, there are some people who've never met me, and I have to get used to that. So the moaning about it, I'm going to be very hard. You've chosen to be an actor. The reality is there are hundreds of thousands of actors looking for about 10 jobs that are available. And when you start out, you are this tiny, tiny, tiny little amoeba. And there are loads and loads and loads of flagellas, shall we say, much bigger amoeba, until you've managed to get the good fortune of getting to the status of the likes of Tom Hanks. Life is not easy, and you're just going to have to toughen up. If it's too much for you, and there's a lot of friends of mine who say, I just can't juggle the kids, and I can't juggle having to take them to school, do work as well, and go to the castings. Well, if you want to be an actor, you have to go to a casting, full stop. And you have to find a way around it, or you don't have kids. Which puts me on to another point. I've been asked a lot what my opinion is about the answer to global warming and the economy and the ecology around us. The answer is don't have kids. My book, My Dalek Has a Puncture, published by Fantastic Books Publishing, will give any budding actor, any student, or anybody who's just starting out very good, simple advice about how the reality of the industry is. For those of us longer in the tooth and with grey hair, we already know how the industry is, and you just have to go with the flow. And anyone who disagrees with me is being blinkered. Sorry if this sounds like a lecture, but it is.